Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and today I'm talking about hand path versus club head path. So obviously they are related, but just because one is correct doesn't mean the other will be correct. And unfortunately, if we get an issue in one, the other one is more than likely going to try and right that wrong and have to change itself. So what am I talking about? So hand path, quite simply, you can just think about how the hand's working around your body. When we talk hand path, and this video is really about the over-the-top golfer, because you can look at the move that I'm making right now. So you go, look, I get my hands back, take my hands over the top, that's going to throw the club over, that's going to make me either slice or hit this like low pull hook. So that's what we tend to think of when we are talking hand path, because the hand path comes over, the club head comes over with it. But that does happen, and there's a lot of golfers that do that. And if you're that golfer, you need to think about, how can I alter where my hands are moving? You know, you're probably going to need some help from the body, but you know, there's the solution. But if you don't have particularly good structure in the wrists, and I see this just as much, look how my hand path can be moving fine. If my wrists are working correctly, that hand path will let the club stay behind. But if my wrists are creating issues, my hand path might be okay, but can you see the club can still come over? So that's why the wrists are so important. And if we look, I got like the hack motion on here because I use this in my coaching. It's a sensor that can actually show you how the wrists are changing. But what we want to think about is, can we get this move happening in the downswing? You know, one of my favorite ways to feel that is to almost imagine from the top of the swing, somebody put a brick on the face. So I'm not going to fight that weight. So the brick is going to make the club drop a little bit. All of a sudden, the wrists work well with the club head, get the face in the correct position, then the hand path can do its job. The other big issue with wrists is if we do this a bit, you see it kind of starts to open the face. I want you to, when it's changing, can you see? When it's changing direction, you should be able to see that lovely club face. If I start to cup, I take the face away from the camera, and that is going to run havoc in my golf swing. And for two reasons. One, obviously I'm just not got as stable face as I would like, but also I now need to make a change if I'm going to keep my golf ball on the golf course, if I'm not going to lose my golf ball. So if the face starts to get open, everything needs to come out, because if it comes out, at least it gives me a chance to close it at impact. So when you are looking at an over-the-top move, first of all, establish, is my hand path any good? Because if it's good, the last thing you want to do is pull it inside, because now your hands are stuck, the club is stuck, and you're in all sorts of bother. So check, are the hands working okay? We then, if the hands are working okay, can we deal with the club face? How can we deal with the club face? See where it is. You may be able to change your grip. Maybe you can just start with the club pointing in a little bit. Lots of different ways to deal with the face, or at least bias the face into your beneficial zone. And then we go, look, or do I need to really work on the wrists? I will do another video on the wrists, but in short, I don't like it, most people, if you bow it straight away, it gets too heavy and you'll tend to flick it in the other direction. So thinking about that brick, I think that's a good feel for that person. The brick pulls down, we can then release the club through. So hand path versus club head path. They're related, but they're definitely not the same. An open face is going to run havoc with that relationship. So thanks for watching. Get some comments down below. Are you somebody that struggled with this? And are you somebody that found a solution to this? You know, I'd love to hear what you've got to say. And as always, stay happy, stay safe. Hope to catch you soon.